Two of the tracks that I'm buying, the reason I bought them is for a very specific plan. They weren't things that I just say, well, maybe I'll buy them, it'll work out. I found these tracks. They kind of came to my attention, one of them, and another one I actually sought out for very specific reasons. And that's the thing I wanted to focus on in this little video, is to have a plan. Now, that sounds, sort of elementary. Oh, of course, Pat, I never would buy a piece of land without a plan. Well, you'd be surprised how many people do. They really don't have an exit strategy thought out before they get neck deep in all the details of buying something. So I actually had a detailed plan for each one of these tracks long before I made the offer. So I already had the thing kind of formulated in my head exactly how it would work out. And the only thing that I didn't know during that planning time was if I would be able to buy the tracks at what I wanted to buy them for to fit my plan. Fortunately, I was able to buy both tracks right there about where I thought I'd be able to buy them. So, my plan's kind of coming together. Hopefully it's a good plan and it'll all work out, but I had a detailed plan. One of the parcels, just a small tract, it's just a 15-acre tract, but it joins another tract that we have. The reason I wanted to buy that is add it to this other tract because we're going to have some timber cut, and so I can go in there when we send the timber crew in there to cut the tract that we already have. They're going to cut the adjoining tract that I'm going to close on next week, and we'll be able to just get all that done at the same time. I'm also securing an access to the other tract, and so by buying the adjoining tract, my cost for the access gets spread out over a bigger tract. So at the end of the deal, I'm taking a good deal and making it a much better deal by adding to it. I'm adding to it at a price that I know we can make money. My cost for access, instead of it being $8,000 for this many acres, is now $8,000 for this many acres. So it just works out all the way around. Had a good detailed plan. The other tract is a little small piece. In fact, I didn't even count it in the 11 deals I think I have under contract when I started these videos. It's just a little small tract that gives me an access to a bigger tract, a much bigger tract. So it was sort of the key that unlocked the whole thing. So I had a real detailed plan for that one. So my point in all this is, when you get ready you see a piece of ground you like, you're thinking, hey, the price looks good, and so I can buy it well. There's maybe some money to be made. Think through your exit strategy. Have your exit strategy already planned out before you even get into it. Knowing how you're going to get out is a lot more important than knowing how to get in. I promise you. Every time. Now, there's some deals out there that maybe it's such a sweet deal that you can buy it and figure it out later. We've done that because it was just such an incredible deal. But for the most part, the only way to know it's a good deal is to know how you're going to get out of the sucker. So have your exit plan in place before you even start getting into the deal. Also, be prepared for your exit plan to change. One of the tracks that's on this list of 11 that I've got going, I'm actually going to a piece of property here, and this road's going to get rough. I'm going to pull over right here. I had a good detailed exit plan, rock solid plan. And before we even closed on it, my plan got changed to a better plan. I just kind of, one of those deals, you do enough deals and you got enough activity going, you're turning over enough stones, sometimes good things happen. So I found out who owned the adjoining property to it. We were talking about something completely different. Found out he's the guy that owned a little adjoining piece to it. And I just happened to mention to him, hey, I got this property, I'm going to get it closed on. Maybe will it fit what you guys are doing? And absolutely, it sure will. So we made a deal for him to buy that place before I even closed on it, for me to buy it. So it's going to be a win-win for them, definitely a win-win for us. We're going to make money on the deal. We don't have to carry anything on. We're just going to close and flip right back out of it and collect the cash in the middle. So you can't beat that. So have a plan, a detailed plan. Think through what you want to do with the property. Think through different scenarios, different plans. Have a, hey, I can do this, or I can do this. They may make different amounts of money. They may have different time spans as to how long it takes each plan to work, but give yourself some outs. So for those of you that play poker, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you're holding cards, and you see the flop. You know what you get. You got some different outs. You need outs definitely in the land business. It's hard to put all your eggs in one little basket and hope that everything works out just right for this to happen. You need some good plans, some solid plans, and if possible, you need more than one good solid plan to give you an exit strategy. A deal might not work out. Plan A might not work out where you can make the money you wanted to make. Sometimes that happens, and that's okay if you got a plan B, plan C, plan D, where you can at least get out of a deal, maybe make a little money, maybe just get out and move on. Lesson learned, go find another deal, a better deal. The worst thing to do is have time and money tied up in something that you cannot get out of. That will kill you. It'll kill all your momentum. It'll just rob the joy out of doing something like this. It'll set you back. Boil all this down. Have a plan to get out before you even start getting in. Okay, do it. Have the end in mind before you even start in the beginning. I don't know how to say that any simpler, but that is so critical. Understand those plans can and often do get changed, and keep your eyes open to different and better exit plans after you get into the deal. So anyway, keep it up. Make some good deals. Bye.